want to get straight into it. You're a Palestinian Canadian.
Yep.
I want to talk about you were. Yeah. Oh, not anymore. My bad. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's do that again.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Check, check. Are we good, Zara?
Yeah.
Check,
Should
check.
we unbuckle?
Yeah. Whoa. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Another episode of Buckle Up With Me today is someone not only cool and amazing, but someone who I consider my brother. He's a writer, an amazing personality, a journalist, overall a kick-ass human being. Shakir Khaza with us. What's up, man?
Hello, Vikas.
Akhbarak?
Very good.
You good?
Super hot.
I know, yeah, it's crazy. You ready to buckle up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Buckling it up
Buckle up.
with the great Shakir. Shakir, you have inspired me, yani, in so many ways, my brother.
Thank you.
For real. I know we've met, not a lot of times, but I've been following your story and you're someone who's really inspiring. So you're Palestinian Canadian. I want to get straight into it. You were born in a refugee camp in Lebanon. Yani, the amount of darkness, I can't even imagine. And you're one of the most positive people that I know. For real. How were you able to become this positive force getting born from a dark place?
Well, like, I'm gonna disagree with you on this point. 'Cause
Okay.
I know as an outsider, you could see refugee camp and you could see displacement as a dark thing.
Yes.
But I never felt that it was a dark part or dark stage of my life. Like, it's actually, it pushes you. And I was born into a great community. Like, in my camp, 25,000 people, they have a common cause. They have a common grounds, common hopes. So when you're born in such community and such
That empowers
identity, it empowers you.
Wow.
It pushes you
Yeah,
forward.
but see, that's another mentality that's amazing because not everyone takes it that way. Because I'm sure there is sometimes it's also difficult. You were born in not a, let's call it normal situations, no? So how were you able to still navigate through that? I know you had a, like you're saying, great community, and that's amazing thinking, by the way. But how were you able to, get out?
And it's the sense of survival. Like, it's the sense of, I need a better tomorrow. And if you look at the prophets of God, for example, they all fled from one place to another. They navigated. And I think they set a great example of, like, sadly, several generations of displacement that today exist. Like, let's look at Moses, Jesus, and Prophet Muhammad. 3 of them had to go through moving from one place to another for safety.
صح.
And they didn't let anything stop them. And they built civilizations afterwards. So yeah, I look up to them, actually, the 3 of them, in their navigation. And
It's, again, another reason why you should follow this man, because it's incredible how there's a certain perception when it comes to, refugees. Like I said, maybe their perception is, it's dark, it's hard, it's not an easy life. But you coming in and saying that, actually that worked in my life,
Yeah, it definitely did. And I hope today we have like over 50 million refugees.
Yeah.
And I hope the world doesn't look at them like down, but looks at them as individuals with capabilities,
the
with
thing
talent.
is, yeah, 100%. But again, sometimes you feel, how are they able to get a fair chance of life? Like you make your own chance, and that makes you a stronger person, I believe.
Yeah, you have to make your own chance, and there's the kindness of people. Like in my case, a lot of people encouraged me to, apply to Canada.
Okay.
They helped me with the application, so it was like a push from somebody.
I like what you said sometimes, and I believe it's in all your books. If you need help, ask for it.
Yeah.
If you get yes, great. If no,
No.
then ask for it someone else.
Yeah.
But it's amazing the fact that how do you keep that positivity going on?
By spending time with people like you.
Oh. No, seriously, the positivity حقتك, you have a certain force. You've been able to accomplish so many things, Shakir. Like, it's not, you've been personality of the year, you have 4 books, you're someone who is, Huffington Post, you're someone who've reported a war, journal, كثيرة, like there's so many things.
I don't know negativity, actually. I really don't know it. And if I see sometimes people that are negative or anything, there's in physics, like one beam of light can light a whole room of darkness. This is the power of positivity. Negativity is a very weak, I think, what do we want to call it, phenomena or whatever. So yeah, I don't know.
Do you try to not to keep like close to negative people around your life?
No, I don't mind negative people, actually.
Okay.
They're people, and they not everyone has to be positive.
Yeah.
There are mornings that...
Because that's another thing. A lot of people think that, hey, where does he get this positive? Is he always positive? And I'm sure you got your...
I have some downtime, but it doesn't mean it's negativity. The opposite of positivity, I don't think, is negativity. The opposite of positivity is, being numb.
Wow.
Negativity is another feeling. And
That's beautiful what you just said.
Thank you.
Wow. Man. طيب.
Were you supporting Spain in the
Yeah,
World Cup?
yeah. I think
Oh, you
I'm
should
inside
take it.
a Spanish fan. Always.
They left early in the
I know.
World Cup. Yeah.
Well, thanks for reminding me. Second, I was just having a good time right there.
Well, World Cup is done.
Yeah.
Viva France.
Yeah, big time. Shakir, okay, so you've written, mashallah, 4 books. Tale of Tala is I want to talk about the plot. It's basically, you know, a Palestinian woman.
Yep.
She was part of going to the borders.
Yeah.
And then,
so Tale of Tala gives you the journey of so many people today, how they leave their home. So in Tala's case, she was in Lebanon, a Palestinian, goes to Turkey with her husband on the hopes to go to reach Germany.
Yeah.
In Turkey, she loses her husband. You'll have to read.
And
the
then
book
she had
know.
to
And
go.
she does it on her own. And human traffickers
Human
take her, and
trafficking.
she becomes in the human trafficking dark world in prostitution and.
Now, again, I'm being devil's advocate here. I've seen what people wrote sometimes on social media, and people were talking, how do you, like, Palestine is already, Palestine is already, for the people out there, like, you know, there's a lot of, not negativity, but it's down with the situation. Like, why are you talking about that? Now, I have my personal opinion, because I think that you saw that in real life as a journalist, and you wrote about it, and you write about what you know. But what do you think about, like, what they say?
In Arabic, there's a really
مثال.
nice quote.
Okay.
الساكت عن الحق شيطان أخرس.
أيوة, صح. That person who somehow doesn't
silent.
say the truth or silent truth is a
devil.
Is a devil.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a devil. If there's a problem, we need to talk about it. We can't just for sake of sensitivities and for the sake of, so as long as I'm doing it in a respectful way,
صح.
and a way that
But
a
how
book
are you-
is like a guest as well to your home and to readers' homes and their countries. And
True.
So as long as I'm doing it in a way that respects these limits, and I think, you know, if I didn't do it, then human trafficking will become even a better and better. When you yesterday, I landed in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
When I landed, there is a big sign that says about human trafficking. If you know of an incident reported, and I really respected that because like there's here like an advocacy right at the door of your plane. So same thing with books, it needs to be at your doorstep in your home.
Yeah.
And I think Tala served that. I mean, people talked about human trafficking and
Did you feel pressured when you start hearing this kind of comments like that, or no? You knew that this is coming.
oh, I knew it was coming.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
of course. There's know a Palestinian woman, and I'm Palestinian. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do anything that hurts my.
That's my reply.
you know?
Like, the guy is Palestinian. What are you talking about?
But it was at the beginning when the book was released.
Yes,
but
yes. I think now people are starting to realize.
When they read it, I think they get the
Like,
point.
and I think most of the people are like, how are you talking about the Palestinian struggle using a human trafficking story? Which
Well,
for-
it's one of the
One of
results
the-
of
yeah.
the tragedy of the Palestinian people that's been going on for over 70 years.
Yeah.
It's just another aspect, sad aspect, but it's
Yeah.
an aspect.
You were a reporter on the borders between, was it
Slovenia and Croatia.
Yeah. So how was that? Like, what did you? Well, I mean, maybe you could tell us a story about the things that you've seen, because you were on the ground, no?
Yeah, the hardest thing, honestly, was so we were at the border, and then trains would come every few hours carrying, hundreds of refugees. And they were heading, again, eventually to Germany.
You were there, sorry, to a part of the cover to the.
I was writing stories for the Huffington Post.
Okay, cool.
And the most tragic, I think, thing that I saw was maybe when the trains were coming, people did not know which country they were in. So you'd see kids, you'd see sometimes parents who lost their kids, they don't know where their kids are. So as soon as they saw people, human beings, outside of the trains and the train was slowing down, they would ask us, like, where are we exactly? How far are we from Germany? You would see, like, that uncertainty and everything. My grandfather went through the same probably 70 years ago on a train on foot. So it was very personal to me. It was hard to keep the objectivity of journalism. And from that, I think, experience, I stopped. There's nothing in my world, not in, like, I'm not saying technically, but in my world, there's nothing called journalism, and it's called storytelling. There's a story you see in front of you, you tell it.
Wow.
And if that, if that is the way that, or that is the way I've taken my career now. Now with the new book, also a story that caught my attention, I'm writing a book about it. So we need that. But anyway, the borders was something, I think, just looking at the kids what, like, I related to the most. They didn't know where they were on this planet. I didn't know where they're headed to. They could end up in a refugee camp in Croatia, or they could end up badly treated in another country or kidnapped. We have over 50,000 missing kids, I think, today from the refugee crisis in Europe. I think I saw a time where humanity should feel ashamed.
Yeah. But again, do you feel this beam of light is there? Because there's so many great people like you and many others as well who are shedding really light on so many amazing topics. Do you think that will make a difference, Shakir? Because right now we got an orange man somehow leading.
Oh,
that
man.
dude.
Listen, I have a flight in 12 hours to Orange
No,
Man.
but again, you know, the things that he says sometimes is crazy.
Look,
Anyway, but you know,
what he says is not something that's foreign to the world. We've
صح.
always had. Like,
Yes.
this is a humanity.
Yeah.
There's point A, point B.
مظبوط.
We tend to be on one point, we'll disagree with the other point, and we will say. But I think that in 2018, it's important also to recognize that this orange man represents a lot of orange people around the world. Like,
That's true, and that's what scares me the most.
yeah, and
صراحة.
we need to have like.
Yeah. I mean, dialogue. I know.
Yeah, like when we talk about, for example, the example I gave earlier, the prophets of God being
Yes.
refugees. When we remind the orange people, now this is a new term, the orange people. I think orange stands for a political party in
Yeah.
Lebanon. We should be careful.
Oh.
We don't mean those. Like, yeah, just
Yeah, so to be with orange hair. Let's just say.
but
What?
but yeah, like when you remind them who were your ancestors, they were people that fled wars to come and, you know, settle in a country.
صح.
Like, displacement is very historic and very personal to us, to all of us. At some point, someone in our families guaranteed went through the same, wherever you are from.
Yeah, it's incredible that you put it that way because I don't think a lot of people relate to it that much. Another question I really want to ask you as a journalist now, regarding Palestine, do you think people are being normalized what's happening? It has been, or it is just beginning to? I'm from Saudi Arabia and you know, I grew up, Palestine wasn't really talked about on our national news. I had to go to hip hop and rap to understand what the agony of Philistines is going and what they're going through and what exactly, you know. But do you think it's being normalized? Like, are we as Arabs now becoming, because again, one thing that you said and was amazingly salute you for, you said something if along the lines, if Palestine is not free, then none of us are free.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, and I think because the issue, the Arab world is not, let's not beat ourselves hard. Like, we are a nation that is going through a lot. We have
Yes.
so many countries at war.
Yeah.
We have so many issues going on.
True.
And Palestine is, you know, one of the issues.
Of course.
And it's one major issue that has been, you know, for 70 years now. Normalized, sadly, I would see it from a journalist point of view. When you go to your news desk, what bleeds leads today, we are 2018, let's be realistic. So when we had that, for example, the Tamimi issue,
Yeah.
we saw for a few days the entire Arab world
Talking
be active about it.
Yes.
So no, the Arab world did not forget Palestine. But, you know, in this century, with that whole concept of what bleeds leads, sadly, what's current is going to get the attention.
What's current?
Yeah, and it's going to get it for a couple days, and people are going to move to the next happening issue.
Is that okay?
You know, I don't know.
It's normal?
It's not okay, and it's not okay. Like, it's what we have created. Like, you use Instagram.
Yes.
So if I posted a picture a week ago, you probably saw it and interacted with it.
Yeah.
And today, if that picture maybe means very little to you compared to something I would post right now, like the picture we're gonna take after this.
We gotta take a picture. Yeah. True that.
So yeah, it's part of our generation's identity, this whole news mechanism.
You know, Shaka, while you're talking right now, I'm still getting, with all the negative things that are happening, I'm still getting positivity even in
This is maybe the t-shirt I wore
Yeah.
for you today.
Yeah, but
Peace begins with a smile.
Man,
I love
subhanallah. But
smiling.
again, you know, I'm being very realistic. Sometimes it's hard to believe. I guess and this is one of the reasons. One of the reasons why I did buckle up is because I also want to educate myself, and it's not easy to get into that kind of mood, man. Like, you have a lot of problems, a lot of issues. While I was talking to you right now, like we've been here talking like for 10 minutes, I realized that I'm trying to tell you that the world, there's a lot of negative in the world. You still say, fi shay ijabi, fi positive.
Alhamdulillah. I don't know why, where from, but I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Yeah,
If you're
because-
ever going to, you know, feeling down in life, you can call me. Hotline 1-800-SHAKIR.
Do you think, I mean, when it comes to your books, I've also heard about that, like the first, apparently, like 3 books were a bit dark. Was that reflective of the areas of the sessions or the period that you passed through?
Yeah, maybe I reflect darkness in my books. All my books have a very dark side, like really dark. And I like writing dark. I actually was writing last night from my hotel here till
Okay.
5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
and I was writing something really like dark.
Okay.
You know, the world, as I said, there's darkness, there's light, always. So maybe
So-
I keep the darkness to my writing and my
Interesting.
books, and
Yeah.
I keep light to my buddies and my life.
That's interesting. Shaka, do you think that, I mean, you wrote in English. Do you think if you ever wrote in Arabic, you would get this much publicity? I don't know what you think about, there's a certain saying that you need to make it out there for you to be respected in the Arab world.
Like my education was in English because
Yes.
I studied in Canada, and I feel way more comfortable writing in English myself.
Yeah.
Plus, English is a universal language,
True.
but I do know that Arabic for me is very important. It's in my heritage line, it's in my Arab identity. So Tale of Tala is coming out in Arabic
صح.
in September, and I'm
Nice.
really excited for that. I didn't do the translation. Nadine Nasrallah and Ashad Antoine, they did the
Big up.
translation.
Big, I can't wait for that.
But I read it, and like I felt like an amazing feeling because I like Arabic. Like,
Did it
where
reflect
can-
exactly what was in English? Like, did it really get it right?
Yeah, Nadine, the translator, she did an amazing job.
Okay.
There were some challenges, of course.
Yes, of course.
Especially with certain parts. And as I said, a book is like a guest in your home. So if I was like, let's say, wearing swimming shorts and like, I won't go for someone's dinner at their house. I would change.
yeah.
So there were a few things that we had to change.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the changes.
But the whole core is still there.
Yeah, the
obviously.
core is there.
Are you looking forward to the release? Like,
Yeah, super.
Because I think that will also get you Arab, people who read Arabic
Yeah,
and will
I'm-
diversify your audience.
And it's coming, Tale of Tala is going to come later as well in more languages.
Nice,
in,
I know it,
Spanish
French,
and French.
Spanish, yeah.
And so I'm excited because I get to, reach more readers. And
Where does family fit in all this, Shakir, for you?
I was at my brother's wedding in Bahrain.
Oh,
this
blessings.
week. Yeah.
Mabrok.
Bella.
Okay, nice. I'm already married. with
Oh,
a
you're
kid.
married. Okay, good.
Yeah.
No, family is important. Like,
Okay.
I grew up big part of my life on my own, away from my family. But again, if we go back to my generation's time, luckily we live at a time where there's phone and FaceTime. And
yes.
I talk to my brothers all the time. I talk to my mother all the time. I talk to my father. We're spread around the world. Like, everyone lives somewhere else now. And this is maybe part of our Palestinian identity.
Yeah.
And it was but no, it's very important to keep family close because it's your family. And
Do you feel that if you have a voice, it's a duty to reflect what you're doing, like a positivity thing? Like, if you have a platform, which you do, what I don't like to use that word, the influencer. I quote
everyone in the world today is an influencer, really.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Yeah, last night I was coming into the hotel, the bellboy, he carried my bag, and for like the entire day, I was struggling with this bag to carry it.
Okay.
And then he just carried it from one side and lifted it. He influenced my life. He made me
Yeah.
feel dumb, which is what influencers
But
are.
wow, I mean, yeah, I mean, exactly. I like to use a word that was done by Aida Saidi. She's an amazing personality. She uses key opinion leader.
Key opinion.
So somehow I like that. I mean, the use of influencer. But anyway, you have a power. Do you think it's a duty that you must reflect positivity or no? Because some people...
Not positivity, no. Like positivity, absolutely not. I reflect myself.
Okay.
When you follow my, for example, Instagram stories or
Yeah.
anything, there are times that are sad, there are times that are happy, there are times that are exciting. There are times I reflect it as it is, which I feel appropriate of sharing. Like, because what are these platforms? It's like having a friend that you can talk to and share things with and listen to. And so it depends. But a duty to share positivity, no. A duty to raise awareness about certain issues. Yeah, I'm passionate about the displacement, about refugees, about youth, about young writers.
Yeah.
So that is my duty, to use these platforms to empower or to raise awareness or to share or to all these things. Yeah, this is my duty.
Incredible. Yeah.
You
I
can-
think I could talk to you for really 3-4 hours minimum.
And then I'll miss
I
my
know.
flight
Yeah, and
in
then,
Dubai.
yeah, مشكلة. So, do you listen to music when you
Yeah.
write? Like, what kind of music you listen to?
I love Elisa. I love
Oh,
Arabic.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Arabic.
I know. Shout out to Elisa. Recently, she told the world that she had breast cancer, and
Yeah,
she
that
went
was-
through it. That was a very, very powerful move.
Powerful. And I love listening to her music.
That's
I thought
amazing.
You were gonna play some music.
Yeah,
Bas
maybe.
yalla,
Yeah,
bas yalla. No, I'm
why
joking.
not? I've seen on TV that you might actually, if you did a movie, that you want her to play.
No, that was a sort of a joke.
Okay.
But the reporter took it. No, what I like about her.
Yeah.
So I like listening to Elisa. I love listening to Trio Joubran, which is a band, a Palestinian band. oud players.
So you're Gibran, yeah?
Yeah, I love listening. Who else?
But why writing?
Very low in the background.
Okay.
And I'll tell you something, like sometimes there's a song that I'll put on repeat.
Okay.
And it'll be playing on repeat for like 10 hours while I'm writing one song.
Really?
Yeah, like right now I'm listening to a song called Al Mekhfi
For
Elisa.
Elisa,
by
okay.
Elisa, yeah. It was on repeat last night till
It's on
5:30 in the
repeat.
morning. Yeah.
Wow, Elisa, you got a fan. I'm sure she knows that already. Who from the writers inspires you?
I like a lot Paulo Coelho.
Yes.
Especially his earlier books. I
Yeah.
really like, I like how he does like sort of
Yeah, I
a
can see how you're inspired.
pilgrimage and like, I love Edward Said, Allah yarhamah.
Yeah.
Especially when he wrote the memoir, when he wrote Out of Place.
Wow.
But yeah, I read by a lot of people and
The first word in the Quran, Shakir, is Iqra.
Yeah.
Read. But sadly, I mean, I'm being very realistic here. Sadly, in Arab world, I'm one of them. We don't like read. Again, I can't generalize,
Can
but
I just put
yeah,
the
sure.
fan a little bit up?
Up, sure.
Yeah, thank
Yallah, we're good. That's what we do. Buckle up, man.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're good? Okay.
It's like an oven. Yeah, but
Yeah, it is hot. Crazy hot. We're good? Yeah.
Perfect.
So, I mean, when it comes to that, what are we able to do to make reading cool, like at least for the kids? Because I did an experiment about a year ago. I've asked, few people about who Nizar Qabbani was. And they're like, ages, like young ages, 15, 16, 17. None of them, like 1 out of 10 knew them. So, again, we can't generalize, but we don't read.
yeah, we do have a reading issue.
Yeah.
But, and this is not me being positive or trying to be optimistic
yes.
or anything. But from what I noticed is, it's not only, like every writer, your job is not only to write today. Your job is to write. Your job is to make
Keep
your
writing.
book cool. Even if your book is whatever about, your job is to market your book. We have, as writers, we have the duty and we have the responsibility to make people read our books.
Yeah.
When you're a musician, when
Yeah.
you make a song, you want people to hear it. You want people to repeat it. So I think in writing, it was more associated with, like, if you look at technology, it went whoop, like this.
So-
And for writing, the literature world, it went like turtle steps. And I think
Yeah.
it needs to catch up.
Yeah.
And with my experience, when people tell me like Arabs don't read, I say false. You can talk to my publisher in the Middle East. My books were, the first edition was sold out in, for example, in let's say Lebanon. And people always said people in Lebanon don't read. You'd be surprised how many times I get stopped at the airport or on the street, people
Wow.
discussing Ta'ala with me.
Discussing Tala with
Yeah,
you. So
we-
where do we get that perception from that Arabs don't read? Like,
Well, imagine now in Syria, a kid is like holding a book when it's bombing. Like, of course, we have issues. And when you have issues, it's going to take you away from...
Yeah.
And this whole marketing campaign of Arabs don't read is, I think it's BS. Like, look at... We are in Dubai right now.
Yes.
I've participated in the Emirates Literature Festival.
Yeah.
I am participating this year in the Sharjah Literature Festival. As Arabs, we're doing a lot of efforts to revive that. And I will not allow someone who's a non-Arab to come
Perception.
to me and tell me Arabs don't read. It's like, no, Arabs are working on reviving, the literature, everything. But we have been going through a lot. We've gone through wars, we've gone through conflicts, and we need time to like stand up on our feet.
man,
And if someone has a problem with that, then
you got to
come
deal
talk to me.
with us.
Yeah, deal with me.
Deal with him. Wow. Man, seriously, Shakir, you're just overall, kida, you're a beam of light yourself, mashallah. And what's next for you? Like, what are you're flying home soon?
Yeah, in a few hours I go to
Yeah.
New York. I'm spending some time in New York and then
Nice.
get ready for the launch of Tale of Ta'ala Arabic.
Okay.
September 17th in Palestine, I'll be launching.
In Palestine?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I've been writing for almost a month and a half.
Okay.
From Beirut and Morocco.
A new story.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
New
tell us
book.
anything about it?
No.
No? He's a journalist, so على طول, cut the thing, no. It's
No.
not.
Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been writing for a month and a half. I reached literally last night, I reached like half the book,
Oh,
sort
wow.
of, the new book. So
Okay.
I was working like 10 to 12 hours
Expecting
every
before
night.
2018 ends يعني?
No, 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 no.
Well, okay.
Not until. There's a lot of
Yeah.
research involved
Okay.
in
Yeah,
this.
of course.
A
I
lot
know
of places I
Ta'ala
want to travel
took 2
to.
years?
2.5,
Yeah.
yeah. So this one will take the same probably by
Okay.
2020 it'll be out. But the structure of the book, of the story is there. Very important subject, very daring. Very few people know about it.
That he's not telling us about.
Last night I was with a friend and who's here in Dubai TV and we
Yeah.
were just having
I just saw the picture.
Oh,
What's his name? Khalid?
Khalidi, yeah.
Khalid,
he's-
yeah.
Khalidi.
Big up to him.
And we were just having dinner and I told him about the story and
Nice.
He's like, oh boy. So I was like, yeah, that's the reaction I want from people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, big up. Shakir, again, it's been amazing having you on Buckle Up. You're someone who,
Thank
again,
you.
I look up to, seriously, and I use Buckle Up sometimes to get closer to the people that inspire me. And if there's anything
I
you'd
want to
like
tell
to say.
you, yeah, a
Sure.
couple of things. I was telling my mother about that. I'm in Dubai and I'm gonna see Big Hass.
My
to
brother.
Do, Buckle Up, and she's like, so he's gonna be doing an interview while driving? I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you gonna be safe? I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
Don't worry.
Like, go on YouTube.
Shout out
shit.
to mom, of
and
course.
now I tell your viewers, you're a really good driver while talking and
That's
everything.
funny.
So
That's funny, yeah.
No, but thank you for
Habibi,
for
man,
this
that's like
today.
I feel you are really someone who, and you know, المشكلة في العالم العربي, we Arabs are a bit emotional, so that's why I keep saying, you know, you really impacted, you know, my life, even if you don't
That's
know
why I
it.
got this with me in case you make me cry.
No, but for real, we don't know the amount of impact that we do for other people. That's why it's nice that you keep doing that, because you have a following, and it's a duty, like I said, for me at least, that you keep pushing the reality and keep pushing, because whoever looks at your profile, man, the things you've done was amazing. So
Thank you.
Big up to you. Thank you so much for being on Buckle Up, man.
Thank you. Now drive safe.
Now we're driving safe. Peace and love, guys. Like and
and love.
subscribe, all that good stuff. Shakir Khazal, follow him. What's your social media?
Shakir Khazal, Chaker Khazal.
Yeah, like he's Googleable, all that good
Yeah.
stuff, you know. Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram. Yeah. I used to be more Twitter, but Instagram is,
I know.
Yeah, Instagram is more like they're innovating so many new things. I'm loving it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Peace and love, guys.